play Gomer Pyle. Surprise, surprise, surprise. Yeah, I was not sure if I was going to do one of these today. I figured I didn't even have a chance to alert the BC Justice League. This was just, let's do it. Let's do it. You can do it. Or what the hell was it? Shia LaBeouf that used to go, just let's do it. Or whatever. Was it just do it?
Just do it.
Just do it.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
There you go. Chris, you're the first one today. You get the Psychoplatter No prize. That's right. It'll be invisibly sent to you by I like the kick of coffee. I like that, actually. Now I need to get a, let's see, what the fuck would my crown and royal scepter be for King of Coffee? Okay, my crown would have to be like a metal coffee can upside down, right? And of course, always powered by coffee each and every time. I wish it was Little Debbie's, but it's not. Little Debbie's over in Tawny Town, Arkansas. I remember they were douches once. Shazam! Not to be confused, of course, with the Fox show Shazam, which comes on immediately after that new future award-winning game show, Name That Stain. That's right. It is starting to do better in the ratings, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get Name That Stain into the top 10. Upside down, but see, upside down Maxwell House can't. Shit. I probably would be more likely inclined. God, I got a big head. Never mind. That didn't sound right. Shit. Too late. Of course, there's probably some women that would differ in opinion. I'm horrible. Anyways, can. It'd have to be a plastic one, though, not the metal, because the metal, would just, it's stationary. The plastic, maybe I could bend. Do they have, like, really big motherfucking Sam's Club coffee? Now I'm going to have to look into this shit. Why do we think about these? Hey, Brandon from Aussie, how are you today? I'm sorry about leaving so far yesterday. The dog was tearing the curtain down. Well, what the hell? That ain't good. You gotta spritz some. Yeah. I'm so horrible. ADD might be my defense, but it's a very thin defense. I really don't have a lot on the boards today. This is going to be one of those ones that where, if we do this, then it's going to be like 90-minute tops, because I do have to take kids to work and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We have representatives of the South here. So I hope that you are at least a huge Leonard Skinner, Molly Hatchet, Outlaws, 38 Special, Doc Holliday. There's one. Look up Doc Holliday. A lot of you people might have overlooked Doc Holliday. Got Pieces of a Japanese pressing coming this week. That's going to be fun. That is going to be real fun record. Especially, I'm a sucker for Japanese pressings. I only have two in my collection. And of course, monkey related. Gotta have my monkey stuff. Hey, Paul, Leonard Cohen, Tower of Song. Oh, well, you know what? I'll try to listen to Leonard Cohen, but I was not that impressed. Yes, I heard Hallelujah. Everybody brings up Hallelujah, but I was trying to listen to other stuff. I just couldn't wrap my head around him. The old Molly Hatchet kicks ass, you betcha. And I said old Molly Hatchet because the Molly Hatchet of today is a big joke. Sorry, Molly Hatchet fans, but it's true. The classic era, 1976 to 90. That's what you want to do. Have you got many Obi Japanese records? Like I said, I do have, with an Obi, I've got, it's an early 80s pressing on Arista, The Monkey's Head, which is the only country that had a different pressing. It didn't have the shiny Mylar. It was photo cover, and then the back cover in the US and all the other nations was black and white. But in Japan, it was color, and I just thought it was so cool that it popped. It made it pop out better. So I have that one, and then I have a Best of Davy Jones. I don't know where that's at, but it's another Arista press from the early 80s. Man of Miracles is an excellent album. It is an excellent album for sure. Um, I still don't understand, unless there was a lawsuit from the Knickerbockers in regards to why Lies got yanked off of the original first pressings of Man of Miracles to be replaced with, I think it was Best Thing, which was an old track from the first Styx album. I'm like, why? Why? Of course, I'd love to play that for you, but RCA would get me in the ass like everyone else likes to do around here. You got 5 Japanese pressings. That's cool indeed, sir. Very, very cool. They are a bit, well, yeah, they are a bit pricey. Oh man, I remember going to this one booth. Oh god, the place doesn't exist anymore here in Northwest Arkansas. But I'm not kidding when I say they probably had, excuse me, 50 Japanese pressings, and I'd say at least half had the Obi strips. All right, badge. Um, and there was Beatles, solo Beatles. There was this Nas one that I wanted. Don't ask me which Nas. I want to say it was Nas 1 or Nas 2, but it wasn't Nas 3. But I was like, I wanted that, is what I wanted, because you don't see that every day. And no, it wasn't a reissue that I could tell. I'm not a Japanese pressing expert, but excuse me. And not half of my 12 is see, and that's cool too. Hey Fred and fake I don't know. I'm so confused. It's Will. But yeah, I mean, and hopefully, I'm gonna go sell some. I was supposed to go today to go sell some records. Unfortunately, that didn't happen because the dishwasher people showed up here, and I didn't expect a new dishwasher, but that's what I got. In the apartment, got a new dishwasher, but that took up half the day right there, and it was pointless because the dude's only there from like 11 to 3, and this guy didn't get out of here till 2:15. I'm like, well, screw that idea. So I'll probably go Thursday, I think, to go sell this stuff so I have maybe a little money, ha ha ha, for the 4-state record show on Saturday. Yes, in Carthage, Missouri. And from what I'm told, it sounds like we're going to have between 65 and 70 dealers are going to be there. One of the bigger shows that they've had in quite some time. And one of those people will be celebrity vinyl seller Chasen, John Humphrey, the drummer of Seether, and the Nixons will be there. And I'm going to go torture him too, like I always do every time he comes to visit. Toby Tobeans may or may not make an appearance today. She was in her tree. Her tree is now on a chair, so she can overlord anything that is 12 inches or smaller in the world. My local store sells nothing but Japanese pressings. That's what. Wow. That's pretty dang impressive, though, Fred. Seriously, the dishwasher people. Yeah, the dishwasher people are here. Final gorilla. Well, when is it never? When has there never been butts a hurting in the VC? When? I have been here 14 years. I remember when it was a lot quieter in the VC. Sometimes I miss it. Go to the doctor. Now I got that Humble Pie song stuck in my head. Chris Hill wishes he could work as a... Oh, stop. Anyways, it's a hot point. Just as long as it does its job, that's all I care. Anyways, like I said, we didn't really have a lot planned today, but maybe we can discuss in a little bit here. Of course, the title of today's show, which will probably be pretty easy for you people. I said you people. And because I only found out about that this afternoon. Yes, it does have to do. We might as well just declare the title now, right? Right. Makes sense to me anyway. So it's your thing in the Caravan of Love. Yes. And yes, your butt hurts if you're mad at Chris Hill. I don't know why anybody'd be mad at Chris Hill. Seriously. So if you guys haven't heard, Chris Jasper from the Isley Brothers passed away. Yeah, at the age of 73. So he was a member of the Isleys from 73 to 83. All right. Of course, It's Your Thing was a big hit in the 70s, and so was Caravan of Love. See, that's why we cobbled them together here. Let's see. What is this? In about half an hour, Grant's Rock Warehouse is going to cover America's top 10 tracks. There, in case you get bored here, but hopefully you won't. So, and then after that, it was the Jasper Isley from 84 to 87. The last solo album that he did was called It Started With a Kiss and came out 2023. That's right. So unfortunately, Chris Jasper passed away at the age of 73. It seems like now we get to the point that there's a death every day, almost lately, in regards to music anyway. Quote me when I was mad. I'm always mad. I'm crazy. Sausage and cereal. There's nothing wrong with sausage and cereal. Damn, got me. He says, whatever. Now, people. Now. Be nice in my little world. I try to be nice in your guys as well. Anyways. Still drinking the Folgers. We got a huge can of Folgers. Unfortunately, not good enough to put as a crown on the King of Coffee's head. Like I said, I didn't alert any of the VC Justice League, so we may have people, we may not have people. I don't know. I do happen to have a couple videos kind of sort of set up before I get into that. We did get some new subs. We get them in dribs and drabs, and Psycho's always appreciated. He's always very thankful when people come to the Psycho Planner Network. That's right. I've told people outside of here, I bring up this show outside of here, okay, especially local. Now, that reminds me, I need to get a hold of, God, I got to get a hold of Donna Joe Cat Lady tomorrow, because I'm going to hopefully maybe try to bring some business cards this time to the 4-State Record Show so that we could spread the word of Psycho all over the world. That's right. We are almost worldwide, though, almost. Now, this is a very good question. Thank you for asking, Vag. How's the eye coming along? I'll say, it's some days are better than others. Today, unfortunately, it was weeping a little bit. They said that's part of the process, and I ended up having to go lay down for about 90 minutes and took 2 Tylenol, and I was okay by the time I got up. So whatever, it is what it is. Chris Jasper from the Isley Brothers, that's who died. So, but yeah. But thanks for asking. Like I said, eventually I'll get to see out of this eye. That'd be nice again. I gotta clean my glasses. I always say that and I forget. Yeah, losing vision in one eye might be brutal. I can't even imagine. Well, I found out a story, that my real father, he lost an eye back when he was a kid. Okay, I didn't know anything about this. So don't even imagine. You don't even want. This is what my mom told me. Okay, is that supposedly he was playing, I think it was Cowboys and Indians. Yep, right in the eye. I am just like, oh my God, and we're talking, if he was a kid, you're talking like early 50s medicine, maybe mid 50s. Oh boy, no thanks. Lisa, how you doing? Piccolina, one of the best cats in the VC. Like I said, Toby Tobins, I still say Piccolina's up on top there along with Randy's cat and a few others. But Toby Tobins is in the top 10. She is. And she says hello to in her cattiness. No pun intended. I don't even know where she's at anymore. She just disappeared. Have you checked out the spoons, not the ones in the drawers? Well, let me put this down for homework. I probably maybe already did this already, didn't I, for homework? I'll check the spoons. You know what would be really funny is if they cut an album and it was called Spoonia, and it was like a couple just, they didn't have to be naked in this case, but just in the bed, see, Spoonia. And like there's a spoon in the bed, too, like a real spoon. I come up with all this shit. I do. It shouldn't be that hard to imagine, even if you tried. Hello, Miss Lisa. Sorry if it hits, whatever, you two. Knock it off. I remember some Isley Jasper stuff on Night Tracks back in the 80s, but I don't remember any titles. Don't Feel Bad, I don't either. And they were only around from 84 to 87. I think they cut 2 albums. That was it. I don't know. Lisa's here. She could tell us if Dusty and Lisa broke up. Well, if that was the case, that is sad for one of the VC power couples. I can't even say it without saying it straight. So anybody care to tell me maybe what's going on tonight as to why, and I'm grateful for the 25 people I got, but is there like some record auction or some other shit that I'm missing here? I don't know. DJ Trish, how you doing? This is one of my longest supporters. That's right. It's DJ Trish. She's a good egg. DJ Trish is. And it's William and Fred and everyone paying their respects. Why are we spreading things? I'm not. The only thing I like to spread is peanut butter or on toast or maybe some good apple butter. That'd be fun. I haven't had any apple butter in forever. Always hope you're all well. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Hi, Fred. We love Toby Toe Beans around here too. See, Toby, you got fans. Be nice to your fans. Coming soon, a Toby Tobin fan club kit. Oh my God. That would be funny, right?
Make Toby merch.
Make Toby. Oh, wait a minute. There you are. I thought you were out there, you silly cat. You got to see this. What a life. What a life. Look at this. Look, look at that. What a life. That's all she does. My God. Now, I will admit, though, she was a good kitty today. She really kind of was, because Mr. Dishwasher Man, he'd carry that big, and so I'm like, I didn't want her to disappear, escape, and end up with 3 of the male whore cats that are around here in the apartment complex. And I'm like,
kind of cat.
huh? I know she's not that kind of cat, but the thing is, oh, what is this that just fell out of my hand? What is that? I don't know. I don't know what that was. It just fell out from somewhere. Shit. Anyways, so yeah, it's like, we know she's not that kind of cat, but I don't trust the other cats. Krampus got that right. I'll go with a little prune shears. That'll be the end of that. Are you the bastard with the prune? I don't know what you're talking about as I'm holding the prune shears in the one hand. The Maytag man. Oh boy, the Maytag man. Hang on a second. No, I've got that set up. Let's see if I can set this up for a second, because this almost reminds me of a Robot Chicken bit. Hang on. And it seems like I can get away with Robot Chicken. Oh God, no, not. All right. This is only about a minute long. All right, guys. Let's watch this for a minute. Oh my Lord. It's not the best volume. You'll have to probably control it yourself. Uh-oh. All right. Yeah, I ain't going to show that part. But you get the gist. You get the gist. That's right. That's sometimes what can happen if you're a Maytag repair. Oh, boy. I don't know. We'll see. I'm not promising. I do have one set. I'm going to get myself some coffee. But before I do, I want to pay respect. This is an old episode from 3 years ago. We're going to play about maybe 7, 8 minutes of this. This is a Beans moment this time. No shenanigans today. But this one is called Bobcat and Papa Nez Rest in Peace. This is back from December 2022. And just like I said, hopefully you enjoy it for a little bit, gang. Like I said, we're talking a little over 2 years ago for this one.
Movies.
Oh,
This is
trust
courtesy
me.
of my friend Scott Sager. I'm calling up in Capron, Illinois. I got this one signed for him, and I got my Blu-ray of Shakes the Clown.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's a pretty
Clown.
bad. No one's gonna
That's a
disagree with
classic.
you.
It's a classic.
Yeah.
I
Sometimes
love it.
the crappiest movies are the classic.
I wanted to ask Bobcat. Unfortunately, I waited like 15, 20 minutes until they started thinning out the people. But I'm just saying this, okay? I'm not saying this for any other reason than just to explain. He's triple vaxxed, okay? And I think he just, even though he was doing the stand-up in front of 150
Yeah.
people, he used to meet people, no problem. I have a feeling that the attitude changed because of our little nonsense dealing with in the world. And so he didn't come out. My question was going to be to him was, how did you end up in Nesmith's universe? Because not only was he on television parts, so was Whoopi Goldberg.
Me too, Vig.
I guess that was one of her. That's how Mike Nesmith ended up in Burglar in '87 as
That's
the
true.
driver, which I didn't even know that until I used to go to these dollar movies. I'd sneak into the other one. I do this shit all the time. So on a Sunday afternoon, I'd go see 2 movies for $1, and Burglar was one of them.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I didn't expect, like, the fuck, it's Nez. I even said that out loud. I'm like,
You know
it's
what?
fucking Nez.
If you blink, you miss it. You know, if you blink,
Yeah.
you miss it.
He was also in a TV show called
That'd be fair.
Portlandia. He played the mayor's dad. That was pretty
Yes,
random when I
that's
was
right,
watching
Tib.
that.
That's
Oh,
right,
man.
Tib. Shakes the Clown.
I love Shakes the Clown.
Of alcoholic
The
clown.
Citizen Kane of alcoholic clown
That's what
movies.
Dad said.
Quote Tim Allen. He's so right. He's so right.
That is a perfect analogy there.
Here's a good point. Monkeys, first national band solo records 3 times. 3 times he could have been in the goddamn hall. Not even a nomination. That's insulting. And he should have also been in the Country Hall of Fame too.
I know that. He should have been in the Grand Ole Opry.
Okay, do we want to throw a prediction, guys, here in studio and in Peanut Gallery? Okay, 2023. I mean, excuse me, I'm ahead of myself. 2022. Either Nez or Monkeys will be put on the ballot.
Well, I was wrong, obviously, wasn't I?
One of them.
We're still waiting for either.
For nomination,
Lisa was right, not a chance.
It's going to get put on the ballot.
Yeah. If it's
Psycho
those
was
in
wrong,
California,
I'll
if it's
admit it.
those in LA, then maybe it might happen, but not a chance. I've been asking for that for 20 years. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, it will never happen.
People on the Zilch board have been asking that for a very long time. And yeah, I mean, I want to remain hopeful. But if
Oh, you betcha.
what's his name? I'm saying it wrong. Jay-Z can get him before the Monkeys.
That's
What
pretty
a
sad
travesty.
that Jay-Z could get in before the Monkeys.
Yeah,
Oh
Zilch,
yeah.
one of the best Monkeys
Hey, James.
podcasts out there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are a huge
And this
fan,
is
I
true,
hope
too.
you
Zilch is one of the best
check
monkey
out
podcasts.
Zilch. Now, if I remember correctly,
Oh.
they're taking a break for the rest of the year, and I think they're coming back in January.
Yeah,
So
I
go
met
listen to their
the Zilch people. They're very nice. I met them at the 50th anniversary for Head that they did at the Egyptian Theater. Very nice people.
Which I'm still envious that you got to go see that, Lisa.
Also,
Over there.
if you have not, it is a print thing. go check out. This was this week, if I remember correctly, Variety Magazine, the Andrew Sandoval interview. That's pretty good about Mike, and he does throw in a little bit of insight. So I'm sorry, anybody out there from Studio One Picnic Gallery, did you see that last Mike Mickey tour? Tell me if you did and where. I didn't get to.
I saw him in March of 2019.
Okay.
I think that was right after Peter died.
After Peter's passing.
Yeah.
I saw him in 2016.
I'm glad I got to see him in 2013.
That was the tour when Mike wasn't sure he was going to come, and he just randomly showed up.
Right.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah.
Hi, Tim.
Hello.
Hi, Paul.
You know,
Hey, Tim.
And Tim, by the way, everybody, I only got to see a little bit of it last night. I don't know how long you were on. Awesome 78s you were spinning, buddy. I really did.
What a segue, because we're going to show some 78s later.
I had so much fun. That's the
Or should I say educational
I've
film
spent
about
with
78.
78s in my life. I had them sounding really good.
Yeah, I forgot that you had really long hair, Lisa. It was nice, though.
To play 78s. I learned, take a wire and plug it into your headphone socket on your Crosley and plug that into your phono output. I know it shouldn't work, but the impedances match so poorly on the Crosley that it doesn't distort. It actually puts
no.
and actually makes it sound. They sounded fantastic.
So that means you don't have to get another needle for it, because everybody always said you have to have
if I'd have had a 7 millimeter needle, they would have sounded better. Yeah, but they still sounded pretty good. Best I've ever heard 78. Anyway,
I love them. That's good to know though, because Crosleys to me are shit. But if it works for that purpose and that purpose only, I will take it. Everyone knows, though, ladies and gentlemen, you don't spin them on a Victrola.
Yes. Yeah, in a little bit, we're going to show an interesting 19-minute long documentary on how making 78s. But this was back in the 40s. That film.
The little cheapies, which I bought mine. It was I wasn't planning on ever buying one, but I went to Walmart one day and it was marked down to $17. Now,
yeah, there's no way I could buy a Crossley for $17.
Yeah,
or if it was given away to me.
That last post, I would love to have seen.
Oh my God, we got to. This is my first ever turntable.
I know, no kidding, right? Hey,
it's still plugged in.
Wow.
Tim, who was in the lineup for that blue chair? Was it
Anyways, you get to see a little bit of everybody now. I'm not sure if this is the same one. Maybe not. I don't know. But let me set it up though while I'm talking to you. Always keep a suitcase turntable. You know what? If I was going to have a suitcase turntable, I'll take one of those old schooler ones from like, what was it, the 60s or 70s? I think they had the what did they call it? The something in play. You closed it, it worked. But you don't want to abuse those things because the needle, I'm told, isn't that great. Doug would know more about that than I would. He's got one of those. He takes one with him sometimes when he's doing his garage sales or his record shows or anything else like that. All right, so I know we're video centric today, but oops, shit. No. Give me yep. Oh, no, damn it. I don't want that. I already saw that already. All right. So now this next one here that I'm setting you up with is the History of Vinyl, Part 1, 78 RPM, was filmed in 1946. This was filmed at an RCA manufacturing plant. Yeah, it's still, I think it's still cool. You know what I'm saying? You found your old sticker, huh, Trish? On the turntable you had, huh? Hey, Sean, how you doing? Like I said, last minute thing. We're just We're just having some fun, or at least trying to a little bit. Hey, Fred, safe and sound, everybody. So this one here, like I said, is a little more educational. Hopefully it's not too dry. It's 19 minutes long. I've never seen this, and I figured maybe some of you people haven't either. And I said, you people. And that we can all learn something together. And this is what we got going here. Enjoy. Boy, I hope wasn't cross guy.
In announcing broadcasts, I've heard a lot of great music, but I got one of my biggest musical thrills visiting the Camden
On Blueberry Hill.
RCA Victor. In that plant, guarded day and night behind these huge steel doors.
Can you imagine having that job?
House of music.
In that, doing that?
Of the finest records ever made by Victor.
Man.
The music of the world's greatest artists of past and present. These are the master discs from which millions of great records have
Wouldn't you
been
like to have a job like this?
I
I would. I would.
And I heard the voice of Shalyapin preserved in gleaming metal so that it can give encores forever. I saw one of the master discs of Sousa, one of the greatest band leaders of all time. And I saw records made, music literally written in wax.
Mm-hmm.
The first step, I learned, is to pour a thin layer of molten wax onto a hot plate, the beginning of the master record. A hot flame melts all bubbles and flaws out of the wax, which is of the purest possible grade. This is done in a sealed, dust-proof and air-conditioned room where the temperature is thermostatically controlled. A second going over with the flame, and the wax is ready for slow and careful cooling, almost ready for the recording of the music.
You know, I get so interested in the process of all of this stuff. I really do. I may not be an audiophile, but I really do appreciate videos like this. Gives you a new perspective. The password is hot plate.
Meticulous examination ensures smooth perfection before the wax is passed through a special slot to the recording room. The perfect wax is put on the turntable, a cutting point called a stylus is adjusted, and everything is ready to record again the most popular selection ever caught on wax, the beautiful Blue Danube Waltz of Johann Strauss. The sound engineer is ready. The musicians are set. And I see a record made.
That is true, Chris, but I think they go as close as they can.
The engineer mixes the sound.
I think so too, Sean.
Musical balance in the record.
Yes, it's made of bugs. You're right.
The vibrations of sound brought from the microphones pass through this cutting head to the stylus. The stylus, in turn, cuts the vibrations in the soft wax, records the poetic tones forever. When the recording is finished, the soft disc is washed with nitrogen and put into a chamber with a block of pure gold. A 2500
Did
volt
someone say
electrical current,
gold?
I was amazed to learn, bombards atoms of gold onto the wax, coating it completely. The gold-covered disc is put into a solution of copper sulfate, through which a powerful electrical current runs, transferring molecules of copper from the solution to the record.
Now, what I'd like to know is how far advanced have we gotten from
As a result of this
1946
process, called
to
electrolysis,
2025?
the
Obviously,
disc
we don't make
comes out plated with
78s.
copper. Immortal music written in metal. In a second bath, the copper coating is further built up. In these baths, electricity flows through the solution between two poles, one a block of copper and the other the disc itself. When the current passes from the copper into the solution, it carries with it charged molecules of metal called ions, which are drawn to the disc and penetrate its tiniest recesses.
See, you didn't
the
think you were
exact
going to
shape
get
of the grooves made by the
Nightmares of
original
Chemistry
sound
class, did you?
vibrations,
From hearing some of
ensuring
this.
perfect fidelity of tone in the final record. From this furiously bubbling cauldron comes the master record. After the copper has taken the impression, the wax may be stripped away. This master matrix now could be used to press the final records, I was told, but it would not last long enough to turn out the millions of discs music lovers demand. Hence, another disc called a mother matrix must be made first.
What a mother.
And from that, stampers will be made to press the final records. When the master is finally stripped, the last traces of wax are washed away. The master matrix is carefully rinsed and scrubbed.
And you know how they feel about wanting no scrubs. Scrubs will be... Never
Then
mind.
it's given another electrolytic bath, this time of nickel, which I learned gives it a still harder outer coating.
So in a way, does it have Nickelback? Oh, I know that was horrible. I don't care.
After this bath, the master is washed and dipped into a special solution that coats it with a fine film.
The password is Mailmaster.
I'm
sorry, Bullmaster. I fucked that up.
The mother matrix starts to build up on the face of the master, taking the shape of the same grooves, capturing again the sweet tones of the flowing music.
Psycho's losing it more and more each day.
The double disc is now separated into mother and master, and the master matrix goes down to the treasure house of music.
Probably a different stream, Vag, because what I did was one on LP production. We're about ready to wrap this one up anyway. We're going to split it into part 1, part 2, because I don't want to bore the hell out of all you guys.
The matrix is thoroughly washed and cleaned and goes into a nickel bath to give it a more durable surface.
Remember, kids, a nickel bath, not a nickel bag.
After another washing and film coating, it goes into another copper bath where the stamping matrix starts to build up. The double disc bubbles in its bath until the tiny electrified particles of copper grow into a hard, strong coating, and the plating is finished.
He said hard.
Now the mother matrix and stamper, locked face to face, are separated. From the mother, additional stampers will be made so that many finished records may
Look
be
at
printed
that,
at
huh?
one time.
There you go. Nice and clean. And on that note, sometime we'll show part 2 of part 1. Does that make any sense? Maybe, maybe not. But the other one we were showing was like about, believe it or not, it was like 4 or 6 weeks ago, and it was on LPs, but there was similar processes. The only difference is with 1946, you didn't have exactly LPs, you had 78s, which, you know, what's really funny, I don't know if any of you people collect 78s out there anymore. If I come across a pile of 78s, of course I'm going to look. I've only got maybe about stack about that high of 78, and you want me to go get them? Wouldn't it only take me a minute? I could show you what the hell I have. I like the old stuff. You know what? Let me do it. You 20 people don't go anywhere, okay? We'll be back. Give me a minute. Oh, yeah. All right. So, anyways, do you notice how they went to people wearing suits to normal people? All this is fine and dandy, but did Kevin Gray do the mastering? Oh well, oh well. I always felt bad for the women putting the wax pucks in the press with the label. Smush. My dad left me all his 78s. Nothing valuable financially, but I could never part with them. Well, of course not. Italian operas, that'd be kind of neat, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's part of your family. You know, it's part of your dad. It's a true story. Okay. Half of what's in this box, half, came from this. Okay, she's moved. I can move this closer. Maybe. Hang on a second. I forgot this thing's got a false front, doesn't it? Okay. Anyways, so this story is so old. This goes back about almost 25 years ago, okay, for some of these 78s. So there was a lady that I worked with. She was a door greeter when I worked at Walmart in Illinois, okay? And she came up to me one day. I used to work electronics, all right? I was the Lord of Electronics. I was department manager for 3.5 years there. And she came up to me. She goes, I heard you collect records. And I said, well, yes, I do. I said, what's up? She said, my husband passed away. I have all his records, you know, and I want to get rid of them. And I told her at that time I wasn't a rich person. I said, I said, I don't have a lot of money, but how much? She goes, I don't want nothing. Just please get rid of them for me. Okay. I usually try to be fair. I try to give something, but if you just want them out of there, fine. And usually what I do is I process through it all and figure out what to keep, what to go to Goodwill, what to go to friends. That's how I do. So I go pick up that first box. All of them were in the garage. It was like springtime, or no, wait a minute, excuse me. No, it was around near the holidays, the back end of the year. And I went to go pick up that box and almost broke my back. I said, what the hell? I opened it up and it's a box of 78. I would say there was about 24 boxes of 78. And I'm like, oh my. And I had a Jeep Cherokee. So it took me 2 loads. I said loads just to get back to the place. I'm not kidding you when I'm, into work and other stuff. It took me 2 weeks to get through all of it. Now, I wish I had the ones I was going to tell you about, but the best ones that I found was I did find an Elvis on Sun. It was the 5th single, okay? So the most plentiful of the Elvis sons. And a half a dozen RCAs from 56, 57. The collection started in the 1920s and ended in late 56-ish, it seemed. So some of the stuff I'm going to show you is from that, but then others I'm going to show you are from various finds, from eBay or back when I used to be able to get them cheap, and some from, flea market antique mall stuff. So one of the things, and I'm telling you, that I kind of regret in a way, is that I apologize if you can't see it very well, but we got Hank Williams on MGM. The collection that she had just about every Hank Williams MGM, and even Luke the Drifter, which of course was his gospel persona. There, maybe that'll be better. Sorry. I almost was like Richard in an aquarium look. So that's kind of what you got. Let's see. I don't want to screw things up here. And then, let's see. I love me some old Bill Haley. This one, of course, being on Essex, 1953 or 54, Rock the Joint. The one thing about some 78s, they can look all beat up, but some of them will play okay. And I did play each of these at least once. That's why I still have them in this box, because if they didn't play, I would have given them to somebody else, or I would have broke them, mostly given them away. I don't like breaking records. But, of course, if you've ever come across, there is a fake bootleg of Bill Haley Rock Around the Clock on Essex. That is such a, I remember that bootleg was around in the 70s. Goldmine Magazine brought it up many, many times. Seriously. Oh, I'm sorry, Sean. You asked me which Hank song, huh? I know the camera isn't that great. How about May You Never Be Alone? I think that hopefully would answer your question. May You Never Be Alone, and I just don't like this kind of living. Gee, he didn't have to live it very long, though, did he? I'm not joking. That just was serious. I'll tell you. My friend Sideshow Tink has an interesting collection of 78s. The sad part is that currently at this time, I don't have anything to play them on. When I tested these out, I did. But that was back in Illinois for most of these. There was a place that resale shop in Harvard, Illinois. It was called Jan Comer's Rummage Room. Doesn't exist anymore. One of the biggest rummage places I ever saw. You'd walk in the door, you'd cut a short right, go down where the records were. and somebody one day dumped a shit ton of 78s. Could not pass up the Atlantics. I grabbed every Atlantic that was there. This one here, Ivory Joe Hunter, and you can't stop this rocking and rolling. That's right. Backed with Since I Met You, Baby, Ivory Joe Hunter. This one here, Rockin' Chair on the Moon, another Bill Haley 53-54 side on Essex. Essex was a Pennsylvania label, and when they were at least smart enough and did the Rock Around the Clock 13 Women, that was what really, of course, shot them up, but very popular in the Pennsylvania area and the surrounding areas. They got really started out in the country western vein. I'm trying to think. There was Holiday was one label, Transworld was another label. There were several different labels when they were the Saddlemen before they turned into the Comet. Now this one here, for example, is a Bill Haley and the Saddlemen. All right, but and then let's see if you like doo-wop. Story Untold by the Nutmegs on Herald. Some of these conditions of the 78s look like borderline stomped on by an elephant too. A couple of them are immaculate, like they look like they maybe never were played. Those are the ones I'm nervous about playing. I don't know if I would exactly play them. That's just me. I'm a very weird person. Let's see. And then of course, for you Paul Anka fans, Diana. Yeah, Diana. Now, as far as for the history of the 78 is concerned, okay, they came out in the 1880s roughly. All right, you had Edison discs and you had other stuff like that. When it comes to rock and roll and such, most record companies, and I say most, by late 1957 just pretty much phased them out. But through my research over the years, especially for being from Chicagoland, some of the Chicago labels like Chess, Checker, Argo, few other ones, VJ, would actually crank up some 78s as late as 1960. Okay, but those fetch big money. I have never seen them. Around the world wise, here's one for you if you never heard of this. There Parlophone in India. I've only ever seen pictures. I've never seen one live in person. They made some Beatles 78s. Yeah, you heard me right. Parlophone in India made Beatles 78. There is one for Love Me Do, and I think they sporadically put them out, and I'm not kidding, but possibly up to Hey Jude. So can you imagine finding a 1968, 78 on Parlophone of Hey Jude from the Beatles? Now, Parlogram channel has brought up the Beatles 78s. They would be a better place to listen and watch. On that particular bit, Hank Williams wrote some of the most important American music we have. This is absolutely true. He was a poet in his own way, and his music documents a rural life that's largely gone. That's right. You were absolutely right on that. I really wish I could have seen him, back in the day. I appreciate my 26 people here being patient with me while I go through these. It won't be very long. So here is one of the versions of Rock Around the Clock. As you can see, of course, it's the typical one that most people know. You've got the star above with the line below, right? This is the one that probably most of the record buyers back in late 1954, early 55 would have seen. Now, this next one here is very old school. It's blues. All right. Georgia White. Daddy, let me lay it on you. I always like the risque titles, right? And then the other one, When My Love Comes Down. And it's pretty much, says here, blues singing with piano, bass, and guitar from Georgia White. That's right. I do like the old school blues. I've got a handful of blues 78s. I just wish I had like some good stuff on Paramount. Oh, do I have a story? I'll tell you when I'm all done about the Paramount story. If you people haven't heard about that one, I'm always going to kick myself in the ass for that. This one here on Shade Records, it's another blues one. I think this is one of my more higher value ones, but it's Shout It Out. It's just Willie Johnson and his piano and orchestra. Very nice. Another one here. This is another from that label. This time, though, Whistling Bob Howe and Frankie Griggs, the hottest stuff in town, and the coldest stuff in town. And this is a vocal blues duet with piano accompaniment. How about some old school Everly Brothers? All I have to do is dream. And by the way, this one here, half price books, $1. But it wasn't $1 because everything was half off. So it's 50 cents to get this Everly Brothers 78. Telling you. And of course, Claudette on the back, which Claudette was Roy Orbison's wife. Yeah, did you know that? Because he's the one that wrote it. Ooh, Claudette. They are. That's half the reason why I get this stuff, to be honest with you. Nick, how you doing? How are you doing, sir? We're just showing some old school 78s that Psycho happens to have. This next one here, Julie from the Four Tunes on Jubilee. Yeah, I know this one looks a little worse for wear. Here's one for you, though. How about not just a Fats Domino 78, but Canadian? Yeah, Canadian Fats Domino 78. I don't know why it's still in the bag. Came with a ticket for some weird thing. But Ontario. Maybe found this in Ontario. Apollo is one of those old school blues labels that, obviously you got your Cheshire Checker, your Argo, your VJ, like we talked about before, with your 20 stuff, of course. You're talking your Paramounts, your Vocalions, a few other little things, right? But Apollo's another one of these. This one here, Sad Lover Blues, Louis, Russell, and Orchestra. I found this in I couldn't believe it's for 10 cents at a American Lung Association thrift store, Woodstock, Illinois. In fact, what happened is that they were closing the shop up. I ended up with 50% of the 78s. They're like, take them. That was another one of those ones. I didn't even have to pay nothing. They were just like, we're moving, we're done. Actually, what they did was they shut down. And I ended up finding, maybe out of the piles that I took, I said piles, maybe a smattering of blues, maybe one or two rock 78s. But most of it, unfortunately, was either destroyed or just not my type of music. How about, the label is slightly worse for wear, but how about Boney Maroney from Larry Williams? Yes, Boney Maroney. Speaking of Vocalion, how about Lil Johnson? Get him from the Peanut Man. Nuts, hot nuts, get him from the Peanut Man. Yes, yes, yes. I love that old school stuff. It's beautiful. There was a thrift store near me that sold 78 by the power. I don't know what you mean, but that's okay. I only own 178 recording microphone. See, now that's cool, though. And if you might be able to transfer it, maybe, pound. Oh, wow. That would have been okay, but although 78s are kind of heavy, so it depends on the pound price. Come on. This next one here, another Ivory Joe Hunter. You can't. Oh, another. Oh, I got a duplicate. You can't stop this rocking and rolling. All right. This one here, unfortunately, really looks like it's been just tore to shreds. But maybe it'll play cleaning up. I don't know. Left My Baby, Larry Darnell with orchestra. It's a white label promo, okay, and it says blues on it. The other side is Work Baby Work. So this one here I picked up. This is one of the more recent 78 finds. I picked this up at a resale shop, like an old lady place. It was called the Pink Lady over in McHenry. Most of the time I never found anything halfway decent. That jade one was one I found too. But Blind Boy Fuller on Vocalia, looking for woman number 2. Oh my. Along with, on the other side, 10 o'clock Peeper. Boy, oh boy, he let his intentions go, didn't he, on that, Mr. Blind Boy Fuller? I cannot remember if this is a U.S. press. I think this is. How about Big Mama Thornton's Hound Dog on Peacock? Yeah, the original, before Elvis. He ain't nothing but a hound dog. Crying all the time. And by the way, in the original Hound Dog, there is no, about the rabbit part, there is none in there. Oh yeah, they exist, but it's kind of, it depends on the label, to be honest with you. That is true. Clean 78s in the sink with soap and water, that's it. And that is true for most of them. I can't remember, there's a certain exception to some, but you're right. Soap and water should usually do the trick. And then if you happen to have a good record cleaner, that'll clean out the goo. I said goo. Strange Woman Blues, St. Louis Chimney on RCA Victor's Bluebird. Yeah. And all these 78s, buck or less, okay? I did not have to spend ridiculous money. Or some were free, like I said, you know? So, you know, and I'd say the last one that I found was probably about a year ago. I know one of those Ivory Joe Hunters I found in the last year. And then there's another one that's in this box that I'll show you. Jimmy Bowen, I'm sticking with you on roulette. I'm always afraid to touch these things, to be honest with you. I'm afraid like one small, like I sneeze wrong and kaboom, that's the end of it. From the Charms on Deluxe, Ling Ting Tong. Yeah. This one here feels lighter, so chances are this is probably like maybe, I don't know, compared to the other ones that I've moved, maybe it's vinyl. This is the last 78 that I found. And, well, yeah, this almost looks like it's a little bit scratched up, but 50% of it's in the dead wax, so not Randy. But Pledging My Love, Johnny Ace, 1955 on Duke. This was the last one that I found, 78 wise, as of late, excuse me. Gotta be the dust. I appreciate you, 26 people here, going through Psycho's 78 collection. The Cardinals on Atlantic. Shouldn't I know? That was another one of those ones that I found in Harvard, Illinois. They were like quarter a piece. Couldn't pass them up. Now, I also had some yellow label Atlantics too, like with Ruth Brown and Laverne Baker, but I don't know where the hell those things went. I might have sold them for all I know. Okay, now I showed you the one that you're used to for the Decca, Bill Haley, Rock Around the Clock, but I didn't know that they also put it in the Personality series, okay? But I am led to believe this was released the same year, so I don't know which one is more valuable, if it even is more valuable, but it was just interesting to notice that there was 2 label variations within a year of this release. So Gonna rock all day long. Tommy Edwards, it's all in the game. I love that. It's all a good crooner. Good crooner. Cause it's all in the game. Yeah, I said Duke. That's right. Well, did you ever see the Robert Crumb documentary? Yes. And you know what? I'll tell you something. Sometimes I feel like Robert Crumb, at least in my collecting. But sometimes it reminds me of Doug Fields, host of the Vinyl Grotto. It's good to have pastries close at hand. You're right. I don't have any pastries right now close at hand. And the last one. God, you guys are troopers. I love you people. We have to lead this off with Ode to Ric Flair on Federal, the Dominoes, 60-minute man. Woohoo! That is the conclusion of the 78s that Psycho has. You guys are good sports. You guys are very, very good sports. But I don't know what to do with them. I want to sell them to be honest with you, because I need the money. But I tried around here, and I don't know. Nobody's interested. I was like, somebody's got to be interested. I just got to figure out who. Because I'd say probably truthfully, what I just showed you guys, I'd probably let it go for like $100 for the whole box. And I think overall that's a good deal. I think. And that's probably even lowballing it. But I'm just tired of having them. But I don't want to get rid of them. But they're heavy. So what are you going to do, right? Oh man. Anyways, thanks. You know what, DJ Trish? That's kind of funny. I might, on another episode, I might show you guys some really cool picture sleeve 45s that I happen to have, which would be very nice. Thanks, Sean. Like I said, it's as much as I love 78s, unless, I don't know, I don't even know if I really would keep. I mean, let's say, for example, I came across the Beatles ones, I don't even know if I'd hang on to them because those things are highly collectible, those Indian ones. And then we're talking about, for example, how most labels in 57 was the cutoff. But like for Elvis, if you're an Elvis fan, those last 378 releases, like late 57 going into early 58, like Don't is the toughest Elvis American 78 there is. And that thing can go for low ball $300, I'm told. And that's in average condition. And I was just like, you don't wear your ring around your neck. And there's another one. There's the last three on 78 are the toughest to find. If you're from Canada, they actually stretched the Elvis to about early 59. I said stretch the Elvis. And those up in Canada are worth some money too, those 59 releases. But good luck on finding them. I've only ever seen pictures. Where is Toby? Well, Toby's back in her little tree. She was making biscuits and she fell asleep. Well, thank you, Sean. Seriously, I love sharing stuff with you guys, especially the old stuff. You guys should just be lucky I don't have wax cylinders. Oh my! Coming soon, the Beatles box set on wax. Hey, speaker, how you doing? Nick, Kimba, yes, Kimba. But thank you, Sean. Seriously, for the dono, it's always greatly appreciated. I'll put that towards the coffee fund. It's always good to get rid of stuff you don't need or use, whether you make money. That's true, but I'm due to, I don't know if I told you guys this, but unfortunately, thanks to corporate, they screwed up, and now I get barely a paycheck, which it's a long story. But that's why I got my GoFundMe on my Facebook, people, at least for the next 8 or 9 days. Then I'll shut it. Hi, Kimba. Nick at Night. I want the Beatles on wire. Oh my God, you're funny. Oh man. Hi, Kimba. Jeff. And the thing is, like, there's certain 8 tracks I used to collect. anything Beatles and Kiss. And I never came across any Monkees 78s except for the 1976 greatest hits. They exist on Cold Gems. They do. It's just good luck. Good luck finding some of those anymore. And what I mean by that is from like Head, Instant Replay, Monkees Present and Changes is kind of half difficult to find them on the 8 tracks. You know, I think, yeah, like I said, I've never come across any of the Cold Gem 8 tracks. Just the Arista stuff. Yes. I got rid of a bit. Oh, that's nice. A foodicle baby is what I call him, Randy. A foodicle baby. Yeah, I'm laughing on that too, Sean. Trust me, Randy. Good to see you here, Randy. Good to see you. But I don't. Let's see. I might show you guys a couple more things, and then I think I'm gonna split. Not right now, this very minute, but. Oh yeah, Kimba says only one, Randy? Oh my. Fellas and ladies. So here's some finds that, see, when your memory goes like mine, when you find stuff that you don't remember buying, it's new to you, right? Oh boy, that's my excuse. You got rid of the junk food you ate. He's like Larry Croce, he was a junk food junkie. No junk food. No junk food. That's a very good question. What would be my favorite junk food? Probably brown sugar cinnamon Pop-Tarts currently, or in this case, Poop Tarts, which would help to move the flow along. They're tasty and they have Metamucil. Gross. Anyways, so we've got here, and I haven't even opened this thing up yet. I don't know why. Ladies and gentlemen, the Rolling Stones. Oh, yes. And I didn't pay the $10 for this, by the way. No, I didn't, but look, it's still sealed with the label. Yes. I haven't showed any monkey-related stuff, so how about I show you a autographed, personally. Best wishes, Peter Tork. This is when I met him in 94. I got him to sign this for me. I was very happy to get that. This is the one with the bonus tracks on them, by the way. Now we're talking. I've bought the same record numerous times. Not a different pressing, but the exact same record. See, Nick, I'll tell you something. I'm guilty of that too. But there's certain, like, okay, if I come across a reasonably priced original Beatles White Album, I had 5 of them, but I've given some to friends, because I'm like, here, have this. And to me, it was like a unique gift, and it is. And Monkees albums, if they're in decent shape and they're cheap, because I'll give them to friends and I'll keep the best copies for myself and give the ones to I never gave crappy copies. I don't do that to my friends. Friends don't give friends crappy condition records unless it's at like a rarity or something. And it's cleaned up. See, we are sick as, I'm sorry. I have that TV from the Stones Some Girls tour. That's my favorite period for the Rolling Stones. And you know what? I do like the Some Girls album. Not a big fan of Emotional Rescue, but I do like me some Girls. That didn't sound right, but I know what I'm talking about on that. I got a short stack of Kinks picture sleeves, some 60s French, some oddball. Now that's cool. That is very, very cool, Randy. I'll tell you. The Kinks do not get enough love. Are those Davies brothers ever going to fucking get back into the studio and do a mini reunion? They keep touting about an album that they're slowly working on and off. If you guys can't make an album, will you at least give us an EP for God's sake, so you're still alive? We're talking about, of course, Ray and Dave and Pete. Quay? Is that his name? Those 3, supposedly. Never gonna happen. I know. You know what? I know I'm gonna get dinged for this. but I haven't played anything yet today to get dinged. So let's play the last song that I remember ever hearing on the radio from the Kinks. Yes. Let's see. I won't play all of it. All right. And it's called Hatred, a Duet. Remember that song, guys? Maybe you do, maybe you don't. I'm not playing all of it, just a little bit. You get the taste. I'm like a musical drug dealer. I'll give you a little taste, but then after that, you're gonna have to go look for yourself before the fuzz gets me. But anyways, that's the last Kinks recording, pretty much, for studio. So that was in the early '90s, I think, mid '90s. It's a long time ago. Yeah, that's like I said, we'll dedicate that to some of the members of the VC that can't get along. I can dream about you. Yes, yes, yes. Mr. Dan Hartman himself. You know who also happens to be on a couple cuts of the Instant Replay LP from Dan Hartman? A guitar player by the name of Vinny Cassano, a.k.a. Future Vinnie Vincent from Kiss. It's true. Go look it up. He's also on a Laura Nyro record, too, from the 70s. And did some incidental music for Happy Days. See the shit you don't know you're going to get, Lord, but which it is me. That's how you figure it out. All right. You know what, guys? I love you guys. I've got 30, almost 38 people here. Appreciate you guys each and every time. It's pretty rare that I get to do a solo show, but I'm okay with that. You know, we got a palate cleanse. We did a little bit of everything today. And that's right. Nobody's got any problems with the gorilla. None at all. But I do love you guys. I want you to have a great day. Maybe we'll do one tomorrow, but I'm not going to hold myself on that. Oh my. Well, you know. Yeah. And like I said, you guys take care of yourself. God bless. Rock on. As always, remember, please like and sub if you care to. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell your frenemies about Psycho's Platters. I will always educate and entertain you guys because I love to do it. The passion is always there. Or in the words of the Scorpions, the passion rules the game. Not sponsored by Little Debbie, but we can tell you what this show's sponsored. Psycho's Platters is a Love Peace production.